Okay, welcome back. So this is sort of like a part two of the part one. We decided to purchase this villa. It seemed so outlandish that it could actually happen that I didn't actually get that invested in the outcome. Sometimes if you you really, 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 really want something to happen and you can kind of see how it could come together and you're like pushing the parts, trying to push the parts and pieces together. I didn't have that because I was like, what? We were going to have to sell our property in California, move out of it, buy this one all within a time frame where they were coordinated with each other. And I really didn't see how that was going to happen, especially because the place that we were in California had been under construction for some time and there was still quite a lot that needed to be done. And also Rory and I were planning our wedding. We were planning to get married. This was in September of, what year did we get married? September of 2016. September of 2016. So we're planning our wedding. I'm busy traveling around and teaching. Actually, more accurately would be we were under planning our wedding, our 3-day wedding. I was traveling around and teaching. This idea was going along in the background. We get married in September. Rory mostly gets busy with the process of finishing the construction to have the money to buy this place here. Meanwhile, I believe that we gave the owner of the place a deposit that would be we would lose it by a certain time frame. I think that's how it happened. And then again, I'm not that attached. I don't really see how it's going to happen, but it sounds cool if it does happen. And I hadn't really thought it completely through to have all my fears flood in my face yet. So we finally get the house ready. We put it on the market on Christmas Eve, and it sells the very next day, or maybe on the 26th. Within 2 days, it sells. And then we take that money and we come to Sri Lanka with the agreement of purchasing this place. And we live in the house here with the owner. It was the month, I remember it was February, my birthday month, maybe January, February, if I remember correctly. And oh no, it wasn't. Okay, January, February was some of our first months when we were in the house alone. So we're in the place with the owner for 1 month as we go through the process of clearing the deed and the title. So in Sri Lanka, it's not uncommon, from what I understand, for there to be cons and scams with selling properties to foreigners. So a property might have been sold like 3 or 4 times to 3 or 4 different people. So, and everything moves slower, a lot slower in Sri Lanka. So it was about a month for this attorney to clear the deed and tell us, yep, it would only be being sold to you. For that month that we were here, we were living with the previous owner of the place. And he, of course, as any individual, had his own opinions and experiences of Sri Lanka. And when he would talk to me about them, I would feel increasingly more fear that, I wouldn't be able to trust any Sri Lankans. I should be afraid that the place might get broken into, that I shouldn't make friends with any of the villagers. These were kind of the my conclusions from what he was sharing with me. And again, it brought up a tremendous amount of fear. And there was already fear there because we had taken this gargantuan, adventurous, super risky leap to take all the money that we had liquid and purchase this place in Sri Lanka with, no real, it's another country. We don't really know the ways. The government is in many ways more overtly unstable than in the United States. And it was just all hitting me, and it was intense. And I would go to bed almost every night, like in terror. Oh my God, Rory, what have we done? What are we doing? What have we done? What are we doing? Is this, it was like a complete chaos in my psyche in relationship to trust. Like, can I trust myself? Can I trust this decision? Can I trust Sri Lanka? Can I trust Sri Lankans? And it would just ping off of each other, all in this, like not being able to orient myself around what I could actually trust to move forward with. In this way, I will actually say and name that the experience that I was having was a trauma response within my psyche, even though the event that we were going through wasn't a traumatic event. It was arranged in such a way that my nervous system was having a traumatic response to the event. So every night, almost every night that would happen, Rory would soothe me and say, honey, this is what's really happening. This is what we're really doing. This is the truth about the situation. This is what we're going to do with the house once we get it. And when he would just speak the truth systematically, and it would take me out of that sort of freneticism that was related to the terror and my dislocation from power and my dislocation from inner trust of what we were doing. In this way, the purchase process itself ended up to be a profound shamanic level healing for my heart in relationship to trust. By the way, if you want to know a really powerful aroma point sequence for helping to shift the energy around trust trauma or broken trust, you can check out my trust restoration video on the YouTube channel. It's under the aroma point playlist. So that was that. It was freaking intense. Month went by, everything cleared. We made the purchase. We're in the house. And then some crazy shit begins, but that'll be a following episode. All right. From my heart to yours. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And thanks for being an adventurous soul with me. Until next time. If you like this video, you can like it. And of course, share it with others if you would like.